Hello, and welcome back. If you are already subscribed, welcome to my channel if you are new. Today I'm gonna rant, so if you do not like rants, just know that I'm going to rant. Maybe another one of my videos will be more appealing to you. I will put a few of the viewer favorites up in the card. Now that hopefully all of you guys are here to hear me rant, I am just going to start, and please forgive me if a few not so savory words come out of my mouth. I wanted to talk today about a concept that I may have spoken about before, but that kind of came into my life yesterday, and I thought this deserves speaking about again, and that is the fact that, especially as a person with a disability, and if you're a person with a chronic illness, I'm sure you can also agree, nobody really knows what goes on behind closed doors. And I don't mean to say that in a like a negative way or a self-pitying way, just that when people say, "How are you?" they're expecting a two-word answer of, "I'm good," or "Good, and you?" And if you decide to give them a true and honest answer of, like, "I'm not great, I'm not doing so well," they kind of look at you like, "Oh, okay," and move on. Or if you give them a long-winded answer, you can see in their eyes, they just, after the first 5 seconds, zone out, and they're waiting for you to finish talking. Because they don't know what your morning was like, what your evening was like, what your weekend has been like. I don't think people like to acknowledge the negative things, in the world that are, not really happy, unless, you're dealing with a doctor, psychologist, or, some kind of mental health professional. In my experience, they really don't care. And if you're also, say, physically disabled or handicapped or whatever word you want to use, because you wear your impairment and you can't hide it, even though you may be completely fine mentally and completely able to do a job or make some kind of contribution, they automatically, because of stereotyping, are going to think, well, that person's just out of the running, or we're just gonna interview them because of pity. And yeah, this comes from a personal place for me, because this week I've gone through a lot of rejection, and I could care less, although it is hard, because I realize that eventually I will find the place that would like to hire me for me. But that whole argument of you don't know what a person is capable of until you give them a chance. You don't know what people are going through until you walk in their shoes. You don't know how to really act towards a person if you don't know them. It all kind of goes back to, at least for me, that you need to know before you can make any kind of assumption or decision. And I am not mad at anybody. Don't take this as that. I am a little frustrated at the people who think that, they could do something better than you, even if they have never tried or don't have the skills. But that is a whole other topic. Although for me, it still comes back to you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. People could have family problems, they could have disability, they could have pain issues, they could have a wonderful life, but how they choose to present themselves and or how they choose to act around you may only be, a portion of that. So to just judge them on that is rather surface, in my opinion. Of course, that said, if you don't put it out there to be seen, how are people supposed to know? It just gets into a whole discussion for me of when do you choose to be your full and authentic self for the world, the self that you feel. And I realize that this could get kind of woo for people, but the self that you feel is your happiest form of you. Is that who you are behind closed doors, and you need to figure out how to make that a more public self? Or is that somebody who you are in public that it seems the public doesn't understand? Or is it something completely different? I don't know. I know that I try to put myself out into the world as authentically as I can. I know I will consciously leave a few things out of my videos because either I'm not ready to share them with you yet, or I have decided to keep that part of my life separate. But I don't think that that necessarily correlates to not being fully authentic. And I think being fully authentic and fully transparent are two separate things. I mean, this could be two completely different topics, I don't know, but they run into each other for me, just being me, so I'm gonna put them in the same video. I guess what I'm saying is, when you are you and you're being truly yourself, then it shouldn't matter what other people think, and your tribe will find you. But when it becomes a whole thing of who are you in your social media, and who are you in real life, and who are you in videos online, to me, that should all be pretty much the same thing. But if the medium is the message, what I challenge is that if my medium is speaking to you guys, or speaking to another person who I'm interviewing for, should they not take me as a candidate based on me and not based on how I got to said interview, or what I look like, or what I sound like, or the fact that I have 2 cats, or place thing here? Should that be the case? Or should it be more like, well, we don't like you because you don't look like we want you to look, which I would realize for some industries that is definitely, makes sense. Like if you were an actor, that kind of rejection makes sense. I guess to wrap this up, I'm saying that try not to judge a book by its cover. Yes, people walk strangely. People use different forms of mobility aids. People are different colors. They have different eye shapes. They have different hairstyles they like. They have different shoe sizes and hair colors. Are we going to discriminate against people because of that? Or are we going to live in 2017, almost 2018 now, and say, you know what? That really doesn't fucking matter because I like the person who is in front of me as a whole person, and I am going to take them on as a life partner, as an employee, as a friend, as, again, insert word here, because I am not so narrow-minded that I must have certain things the way I want them beyond my qualifications for insert thing here, boyfriend, wife, employee, friend, mother. That is the end of my rant right here, right now. I am going to put my last video in the end card along with a subscribe button. You can click it if you're on mobile. Just click it, you'll be subscribed, and then click the little bell that will tell you. The little bell should be under the video somewhere right beside the subscribe button. That'll tell you where and when I upload. I try to upload every day between like 1 and 4 or 5, but sometimes it varies, and usually I will make a posting if I'm not uploading that day. Anyway, guys, I hope this gave you something to think about. Again, if you're new, subscribe, hit that button down below, and keep pushing. I'll see you in the next one.